Hello, welcome. It's always a pleasure to be with all of you, learning and sharing and growing. And of course, the purpose of all these videos is for us to have the right information to live the life we are giving for this time we are here. And of course, you all know we are complaining how horrible it is finding our soulmate, finding love, and most of us probably never had love in our life. And some of us actually been with people we stay for 10, 15, 20 years and they never loved us, and eventually they left us for someone else. Now the question, or what we're going to discuss today, is of course all these about why these things go wrong. Things go wrong when you don't have the right information, how to evaluate or assess the situation before you get into it. And the number one, beside God, investment in a human being life is your relationship, is your marriage. If you mess that up, most of your life is down the toilet. Because why? It just simply gets ruined. You can ask anyone who's been in a relationship for 10, 20 years and then it goes sour, it goes south. They'll tell you they weren't happy, and they can't be happy at this point where they should have been even more closer. So what we're going to discuss today is about what is a hospice wife. Now, I've heard this woman speak about a hospice wife, that men who have went out there, ran the street, did all kind of things, enjoy, or at least in their little mind, of course, enjoying life, thinking they're going to be healthy at an older age. And now they're looking for a woman that's going to take care of them. And sometimes they deceive the women that they marry or they get with, don't let them know that they were sick up front and got into the relationship, and now she's probably stuck with him, taking care of him for the rest of his days. Now, the question is this: how did you get into this, and why did you stay in it as well? Also, you have to look at is this: when you decide to get into a marriage, you need to know all the truth up front with that person before you decide. If they lie to you, it's not a marriage. Because why? You enter that relationship under false pretense, under wrong information. Just like if you went to go buy a car and the salesman gave you a lot of lies about that car, guess what? You were buying the car he was describing. He wasn't buying the car that he didn't tell you. What he was describing is what you were buying. So if you went to court with him, you would actually win. Because why? He didn't sell you what he was describing. Same thing in a marriage. And when that happens, you are allowed to leave that marriage. Because why? They deceive you. They were not honest up front. So ladies, you have to be careful. Because why? Again, men have their ways too. It's also, it happens to men as well. But ladies, you are the one who can turn this around. And that'll be another video about why you're the one that God chosen, or has the ability to turn all this dating, all this mess, to turn it around. You have the ability. But again, let's get back to what the hospice wife is. So when you decide to get with this person, for many reasons, most of the time it's not for the right reason. It's because you're looking at what can I get from this person. And now what happened is this: now you are in this situation 10, 20 years later. But the question is, do you stay? Because when you say your vow, for better or worse, till death do you part. Listen to that word, for better or worse, till death do you part. Then there are women, when they find out the man's sick, they flee. And there are those who do stay. But should I stay if the man was not good to me? That's really the bottom line. That's really the question. That's what you need to ask yourself. Should you stay? And the answer is no. Because why? You had enough abuse by this man, and now you're going to be his nanny or his nurse. That is not fair to you. That is not what God wanted for you either. God doesn't want this for any woman or any man. The intention of any marriage relationship, even though the person may get sick, but this person was an awesome husband to you. He was a beautiful, perfect man. For 10, 20 years, he took care of you and the children, and now he's falling ill. Of course, this is the man you should be a hospice wife. And I won't even call it that, because that's really a degradation or discredit or dishonor to good men who are good husbands and good fathers. Okay, so what these women are talking about is that they see it as an insult, which it is, to go get someone who just simply wants you because now they're old and they're sick and they need someone to take care of them, and you've been the one that, or they chose you, or you probably chose them, and now you stuck with that. But the question you have to ask yourself is this: why you? Why you? What did you do for you to end up in that situation? And ladies and gentlemen, this is the way it goes. When you get with people, and the best question I can ask, and I tend to ask people, is this: how many men have approached you as a woman? How many men has approached you? Why did you say no to all those men and said yes to that one? The one you have now, or the one that hurt you, right? So you couldn't have had, I mean, of course, I can't say for absolute that only one man approached you and you decide to pick that man. But why him, and why not the last 10, 20, or 15 that approach you? Because the reason why you picked that one is because it's said you are giving people that is like yourself. What does that mean? That person you selected is hard to believe, but he or she is a reflection of what is inside of you. He or she is a reflection of what is inside of you. So when you look at somebody that is, you may hate them or feel disgusted or the way they mistreated you, because there's something inside of you that wanted that in that particular person, because that particular person possessed something that is you connect with, that's inside of you. So that means what you see in him is your flaws that's in you. I will say it again. What does that mean? Show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. Show me your husband, show me your boyfriend, and I will tell you who you are. It is that simple. People do not hang around people that's not like them at all. You don't get along at all. You don't want nothing. There has to be something there that's keeping you two together, that you want to be with that person. I know if I simply don't like, and most of us have people we can't stand. It doesn't matter what they say to us, we can't stand them, but we stay away from them. And some people, we don't even give them a chance. Some women won't even look at a man for many, many reasons, which these reasons are horrible reasons, because they mostly have to do with material. So because you've been taught the wrong ideology, the wrong perspective about a spouse, about a husband, and being in a relationship and being in a marriage, is why you got caught up in the situation you're in today. Because you yourself have character flaws in you that attracted you to that man, that went with that man, and this is why now you're becoming this hospice wife. Now, is it fair? It depends. When I say depend is this: let's say that you've been with a man for 20 years and he treated you horribly, despicable, and all of a sudden he starts to change, be nice to you because he's sick. Well, why do you think he's being nice to you? He needs a nurse. Should you stay? Well, that's up to you. Most likely, most people will not stay, and you're not supposed to stay, by the way, because why? You are not allowed to stay in a marriage you are not happy. The Jewish have a law that if you are not happy, a couple of conditions that you can divorce. If you're not happy, you can divorce. Adultery, you can divorce. Mistreatment, you can divorce. Abuse, you can divorce, because God did not create marriage for you to be unhappy in. Whoever told you this garbage has lied to you. So when the other example is a hospice wife, I would say a loving wife, a wife that has been loved by her husband, truly will stay and take care of him, and she will do it with love as well, because she will remember the way he was for the past 20, 25, 30 years with her is what will push her to want to be with this man and take care of him. Again, this is the type of man you want to be a wife and stay with. you.